What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Around the Monitor for the week of April 23rd. I'm your host, Zach, and this is the weekly gaming news talk show where every point you make in the discussion is a point towards winning. How things work here: we talk through the week's news in gaming. Every time somebody makes a good joke or interesting point about the news, they get an actual point, and whoever has the most at the end of the show wins for that week. Joining me once again, we've got the world's #1 Psychonauts 2 fan, David.
Man, our host out here just like asking someone to be a guest and then ghosting them. What a jerk,
That is
right?
not what happened. That is not what happened. We've got America's favorite job boy, Chris.
It's Thursday. You know what that means.
Surely do. And last but not least, we've got the hockey sticks and sickle herself, Elise.
Look at
Oh,
that sweet, beautiful child.
There we go.
For those of you listening to us on podcast services, Elise's cat is very cute.
Exactly.
Thank you for your time.
If you are listening to this on podcast services, know that you can watch this show live on twitch.tv/SaveDataTeam every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. But if not, no worries. It goes up the very next day on podcast services and our YouTube. However, if you do watch the show live, you have a job here. You can vote using the Twitch channel points to give or take away points from people in the show. If this is your first time watching the show, we always start it with a trivia question to determine the order. And this week's trivia question is: Jeff Kaplan.
I knew it was going to be about Jeff.
One of the shining stars over at Blizzard has left this week. My question to you all is, what year did Jeff Kaplan start working for Blizzard?
2002.
I really thought you were going to say what year was Jeff Kaplan born.
Well, hey, guess what?
I supposed to
David
know.
knew the exact answer, so why not? What year was Jeff Kaplan born? You fucked it up, David.
What?
Wait,
I just won.
Is 2002 the correct answer because Jeff Kaplan was there from the beginning?
No, he's been
no.
there for 19 years.
Yeah.
So 2002.
Oh, okay. Did he say that in his goodbye tweet?
Yep, he did.
Oh, that's fair. It wasn't the best question.
Jeff Kaplan was born, of course, as we all know this, in 1969. It's crazy.
Nice.
Him and Todd Howard.
Honestly, if that's right, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. I'm gonna say turn 2002. I'm gonna say 1972.
1972. Okay. We got 69. We got 72. Elise, where would you like to put your mark down? Please don't pick 75.
Oh, do you not hear? Is actually said 180.
Oh, sorry. 180?
180, like the year one.
Oh. For some reason,
Elise
I
is
thought you meant
taking the now weekly
180,
trend.
and I was like, that's even more random than 180. That's fine.
Elise is taking the weekly trend of someone inting the trivia question.
Right. In an absolute unprecedented moment, folks, David got
won.
both of them exactly.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That does mean the correct order will be David, followed by Chris, followed by Elise. Let's talk through this week's topics. We've got, as mentioned, Jeff Kaplan has left Blizzard, formerly the director on Overwatch 2. What does that mean for this game? The Days Gone director said some dumb, questionable things, and the internet got mad about it this week. Amazon has canceled its MMO set in the Lord of the Rings universe due to a dispute with Tencent over the IP. Will Amazon ever finish a game? After the backlash last week, Sony has decided to reverse its decision to shut down PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita stores. Similarly, in a reversing of what we just reported on last week, Discord has ceased its talks with Microsoft in order to be acquired. Sony has accidentally leaked a PlayStation Plus video pass with a picture for a few movies, some of them not ones I'd really care to watch. But what does this sound like to you all? Sony has also patented an AI that will play sections of a game that are too hard for you, just to make you feel a little shitty about yourself. Epic Game Store has now added an app of itch.io, which is another game store. You can open the Epic Game Store to play itch.io.
The Russian
games.
nesting doll of game stores.
Yeah. The browser game made popular on Newgrounds, Friday Night Funkin' has launched a Kickstarter and has already received over $1 million pledged to its bigger release. And finally, Ubisoft has published is publishing an Assassin's Creed children's book series. You know, because when I think Assassin's Creed, I think children's books. Sounds like a good
First thing
matchup.
that comes to mind. First thing. First thing.
Denny Tortellini, which also incredible name, says everybody harass Zach Club. Listen.
Well, that was because Sybil asked for a rules command. I said I'll start harassing you now so we can have it in 2 months.
Oh yeah. That's kind of how things work around here. Sure. David, you are up first. What would you like to talk about for your first topic of the show?
I want to talk about the person who the trivia questions were about, Papa Jeff.
Papa Jeff.
You okay, Jeff?
Papa Kaplan. Jeff Kaplan. Listen, if you have played World of Warcraft or Overwatch or probably a number of other games that Blizzard has made since the beginning of World of Warcraft, Papa Jeff has had a hand in them. He has been one of the most open game directors I've ever seen. Literally every update, he's out there giving you the updates on the game itself as the director. It's always, hey, it's Jeff from the Overwatch team. You love to hear those words. It was always something good. They're always great memes. He always interacted fantastically with the community. He was the last bastion of goodness left in Blizzard, and he is gone.
Yeah.
And it's sad when you watch a company you used to love and respect and look up to and maybe even want to work at slowly and sometimes quickly devolve into a company you now hate, despise, and do not want to buy their games anymore. So I'm saddened by Jeff leaving Blizzard, but I'm also happy because he's hopefully going somewhere else. That's great.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked if he ended up at Dreamhaven. That's where a bunch of the old ex-Blizzard people have set up an entirely new 2 game studios. The overarching company is Dreamhaven, and then they have 2 smaller ones that I can't remember the name of. So I really expect him to go there. What would be really entertaining, though, is if he no, they don't make games anymore.
They don't make games anymore.
They laid off all their people that made games. No, if I'm gonna super meme on it, he's going to Amazon to help them make new world. Yeah. Clearly, they need some fucking help making an MMO.
They need the new Jeff.
But where a funny but also possible one I could see him going to is actually Riot Games to work on their MMO with Ghostcrawler, also a former Blizzard employee who's running that project.
Oh,
I feel like
didn't even think about that. That's a good pool.
I feel like those two combined could make a really fucking good game. Yeah. And I'm here for it. If Jeff goes and is working on the Riot MMO, I was already probably going to play that when it comes out, but if Jeff is like upper tier worker on that thing, I am almost 100% playing that day one, most likely.
Yeah, I mean, WoW was, an MMO taken from another property that already existed.
Same with, I think the Riot MMO is supposed to be the League world.
Yeah.
Runeterra.
God, if it wasn't, I would be shocked.
I'd be shocked.
Oh, no, it's confirmed. I believe that's what that is.
Okay, good. But yeah, I think they could do fantastic work there.
Famously, Riot Games acquires people and then puts them on shit they're not well versed in, which is bringing in
Project Hell.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. So when they brought in Team Radiant, when they purchased them, they before letting them work on Project L, they made them fucking fix some of the spaghetti code of League because the game was near death, which I think is so funny. So do they bring in Jeff Kaplan, known MMO boy, and then be like, here you go, Jeff. Why don't you work on make some champions for us? Why don't you go for
I could see that happening. He obviously had a hand in the Overwatch champions.
If they do want to if they need a new creative director for the game, you can't really do Like,
Overwatch is balanced just as well as League of Legends is. So
the balance. Okay, Jeff Kaplan is not responsible for the terrible balance of Overwatch.
I'm just giving shit.
Although, that's true. If we want to somehow make League worsely balanced, bring in the Overwatch team, baby. They'll make it happen.
Look, I know like it's extremely hard to balance. How many are there? Like 30, 40,
40
people
something
in
Overwatch
40,
characters.
I want to say,
Overwatch?
yeah.
I know it's insanely hard to balance that, but also if League does it better with like 200,
100 something.
yeah, there's something wrong.
Well, they've also only added like 20 champions since the release of that game, which is like, what, 8 years ago now?
For League?
For Overwatch.
Oh,
For
Overwatch
Overwatch.
was 2016, I think.
Yeah, it's not that old yet.
Yeah.
Okay, it's only
So
5
like
years.
5
That's not terrible. But still, they're averaging like 1 to 2 a year. It's not that great.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think
Yeah.
they want to put that many in. That's part of League's problem. We're getting way too
Overwatch is the worst
Yeah.
balanced one.
David, any final thoughts on this topic?
It would also be cool if Jeff was working on that Diablo style game that Riot's working on as well.
Yes, that'd be awesome.
That would also.
I think that's pretty far along in development.
Honestly, I don't give a shit. Put Jeff. Jeff, you can be in charge of whatever fucking video game you want, and it'll be good. You know what? Idea. Go take over for Michel Ancel. He doesn't get Beyond Good and Evil anymore.
Oh my
Work on
God,
Beyond Good and
David.
Evil 2 in France.
Catching up with the
this is
chat,
what comes
Dan
to.
gives a point to David. No joke, my dream job as a kid was to work at Blizzard as well.
I know a lot of people who had that.
Yeah.
No joke. Part of the reason I got this apartment.
Jeff Kaplan presents NAC 3.
Oh, shut up.
Somebody take away a point from Chris.
No,
Not
NAC.
Vic says, Chris, I'm sorry, but I must appease Lord Twin Rova is the boss of Stone Tower Temple and takes away a point.
Shouldn't be permitted. Appease is spelled wrong.
That's not how that works. And
That's right.
Will also takes away a point from Chris from stealing. Chris, you start at negative 2 points.
For acknowledging Will's joke, I lose a fucking point. Go to hell. I lose 3 points for reading chat.
Hey, you know, if you had credited Will, he probably wouldn't take away that point. Always credit your artist.
Will
Always
said
credit
NAC 3. This is the worst. All right.
Chris, it's a long and winding road that led us to here.
Yeah. No. I'm already in the hole. Let's fucking do it. I got this, baby.
Okay. Which topic would you like to talk about?
Well, obviously, I gotta go with something that's gonna get a lot of points. I gotta go with something that people are talking about. They're interested in it. They love it. Let's talk about Ubisoft publishing Assassin's Creed children's books, baby.
Okay.
I said, I think last fucking week, Ubisoft does not know how to open their fucking mouth without shoving various feet inside of it. This fucking company, I don't know how are they a multi-billion-dollar company? They're fucking idiots. But anyway, of all the things Ubisoft could be doing with their time and money and influence, they decided, nah, fuck y'all, we're making Assassin's Creed children's books, which, to be fair, I love that. I love that of all the things you could do, you're doing something stupid. I'm always going to be here for that.
Okay.
They're partnering with Adam Hargreaves. I don't know who has the famous Mr. Men children's book series. No clue what this is. But what it appears to be is that these little doodle people, they go out and they do stuff, and that's the whole thing. It's a children's book. What do you want from me? It's not going to be that deep.
I actually didn't know they were partnering with him. I'm actually kind of interested in this now.
yeah. There's on the Polygon article, which I'll link in the chat in a second. There's like some of the spec artwork of it. Like there's little Mr. Ezio, and he's like a little yellow dude with the hood on.
To be fair, I do believe the art in the article was made by people at Polygon because they were mad that Ubisoft didn't
No. There's one image that is the Polygon Photoshop, but there's one that's like the official announcement image from Ubisoft.
I think Ubisoft posted some images after.
Yes, there's 4 images total. Anyway, first of all, I just wanted to clarify that Mr. Men started in 1971 with the hit book Mr. Tickle.
Yep.
Which is the fucking worst.
Yep.
I don't like that.
Out of context, it is even in context, it's not a great name.
It's bad. The obvious thing here that everyone is talking about is, why are we making children's books about the murder people from Assassin's Creed? To which, no answer. Also, this article does tag someone to Rochefort as Assassin's Creed fan, someone to Rochefort, which
That's
I find
really funny.
funny.
As a personal level, that makes me happy.
Yeah, that's good. But look, the obvious thing is, why are we making one of these murder children's books? That's cool. That's great. Now that's a whole thing. Hey, what the fuck happened to Assassin's Creed? What? Where are we? Like, remember when it came out and it was like you were Altair and you were sneaking through like you were covering up as like a priest and then stabbing dudes and like hiding back into the crowd and jumping around the Middle East and the Crusades, and like there was like plot going on with like global domination by like magical relics and like the Inquisition and shit, and now we're making children's books, but also we're in Assassin's Creed Valhalla fighting gods and shooting bows at fucking Yggdrasil. What is this fucking franchise? Where's Desmond?
Okay, thank you. I was gonna throw in a "Where is Desmond," but
Isn't he like dead? Didn't he die?
Desmond's dead.
Kristen Bell's dead. Desmond's dead. Everyone's fucking
I
dead
mean,
in this goddamn
subtle,
franchise.
not so subtle spoilers for the franchise.
Oh,
but
who
nobody
cares?
Nobody cares at this point.
Spoilers
Desmond's
for a
been
game
dead
you
since,
probably
like,
didn't play.
halfway through.
Spoilers for the shitty half of the Assassin's Creed games, when you have to fucking be Desmond and you can't be a cool assassin. You have to run around like a fucking putz.
He
in
died
your
at the end
fucking
of
hoodie
3,
and
right?
jeans.
Yeah,
I
it was
think
the end
so.
of it was the end of 3.
It
He
was the
is
end of
in
3, the bad
Valhalla
one.
technically.
Fuck.
Yeah, so we found
Fuck
what?
off.
So
But also, like this image I'm sending right now from the article, like they're still using Ezio as like the character you're supposed to care about.
Yeah,
that is a good point.
Ezio.
That is a very
Who
good
hasn't
point.
been featured in the franchise in what, 6 years?
Yeah,
I think it's more than
Longer, I
that.
believe.
yeah.
It was, last one was
when
Brotherhood,
this?
right?
AC Revelations? was still
Revelations, I think, was
Ezio?
the last one.
10 years. It's been a decade.
Jesus.
A decade of Ezio.
Wasn't a game.
And he's still the only character anyone knows from this fucking franchise.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Hey, look, Aya.
Who?
Yeah.
Where's the pirate guy? He's cool.
Aya is your wife in Origins, and she's great. And I
Oh,
love
she is
fuck
cool.
Oh, I
She
didn't
is
play
cool.
that game.
She was meant to be a playable character.
Yeah, Will, he is apparently in
But
Valhalla.
fuck
That's what David
Ubisoft.
was saying.
Yeah. Anyways, catching up with the chat. 7-Up King. This is from before. Does take away another point from Chris just cause.
That's
However,
fine.
the arbiter of truth, Dan, got you back to give you a point back,
Hey.
and that's it. I actually kind of thought you were going to get more points because
No, fuck me, I guess.
you kind of popped off there. Elise,
Yeah.
it is your turn to talk about a topic. What would you like to go with?
I'm going to talk about Epic Games for what seems to be the 5,000th time.
Please.
I do talk about Epic Games a lot, considering I don't really use their store and don't play any of their games.
Okay.
But they added, among other things, itch.io
Mhm.
to the Epic Games Store, so you can log on to your Epic Games account, log into the Epic Games program, which is not a great program. It's very slow.
Yeah.
And then from there, open up itch. And I believe, at least from what I can tell, they don't just have like itch games on Epic Games. You do need to open up a separate program.
Yes, it is a whole
From the
separate
Epic-
app. Yes.
This is correct, yes.
So weird.
Which you can just download this game from the internet and it'll be much easier.
Yeah, you could literally just open whatever web browser you use and it
Yeah.
would be the same.
Yeah, it's literally on the web.
Mhm.
Like, you are inconveniencing yourself. That said,
Mhm.
this will bring new customers to itch, hopefully. At least a few. There are people who use Epic Games Store. There are people who open it up to play Fortnite, you know.
Mhm.
At least. At the very least.
Right.
And they might see, itch.io, and it's just fucking great. Like, itch is basically I believe they even use the same like format as Bandcamp. They might be related.
I'm
Keep
not
talking,
sure,
But
I'm
it's
I know what you
basically the
mean, yeah.
Bandcamp of video games, where you can just put something on, either charge a price for it or put it for free or pay what you want, and essentially almost all the money goes to the like devs, and
Mhm.
it's like a haven for small indie games, for passion projects. It's a really, really great store for, and there's some really great stuff on there. Like
Totally.
last year they had a huge, gigantic bundle for Black Lives Matter. All
Yeah.
proceeds go to the Bail Project.
Mhm.
Um, and it had like what 2,000 games in it, including some like big releases like fucking Night in the Woods, and I think Celeste was in there, and
Yeah, there was some bangers on that.
yeah, there's some bangers, a bunch of cool tabletop games. Y'all like fucking check out itch.io. Um,
Leaf Cochran, man, he's great.
it is a fucking like it's just a blast to scroll through it, find what you can. There's some free stuff in there. There's a lot of really cheap stuff that you can check out, and like play some weird games, play some like experimental games, play some passion projects. Uh, I will shout out one of my favorite games on that I've played from Itch, which is Butterfly Soup. It's a
Tonight
it's
we
a
dine on butterfly soup.
yeah, it's like a 2-hour visual novel about gay Asian women in the Bay Area playing baseball.
You shared this on our
Oh,
Discord
yeah.
before, and,
Oh,
and the
yeah.
I
screenshots
have.
were
It's-
fucking immaculate. They
it's
were
so
so good.
I cannot recommend it enough. Like, please, it's quite short and it is absolutely amazing.
One thing I do want to point out that is surprising and cool about this is that they are not taking any of the money. Epic Games is not taking any of the money from buying
Yeah.
games off itch.io, which is
Oh, I 100% think this is just Epic getting closer to the game jams to snipe games earlier. They've had plenty of itch.io games on.
Yeah,
Like they gave away
Yeah.
Minute for free. They gave away Donut County for free. I'm
good
sure I'm
point.
forgetting more of them. Like that story based one we almost played for book club. I forget what it's called. Oxenfree. That's an itch.io game.
What's
Um,
I don't know what you're talking
we
about.
didn't play that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and I guess it should be mentioned that Itch is like the #1 platform to host like online game jams.
Mhm.
Yes.
So
That's how I got started, if I recall.
yeah.
Catching up with the chat here, we've got Halucha gives Elise points for mentioning Black Lives Matter. We've got 7up King points for indie developers. We've got Danny Tortellini says, I'm still angry about you not talking about Friday Night Funkin', but you do deserve another point.
I'm sorry, but I never played that game.
Vic the Foxy Gamer takes away a point from David from having a better beard than me. I'm not jealous, you're jealous.
Damn. Times is tough out here.
Cos King gives a point to Chris because I love the Smash and Sports vid 3 weeks ago.
Oh, you're the only one, dude. Fuck yeah.
Everybody's watching this right now. If you haven't already watched that video, it's on our YouTube. Chris is very bitter about how few views it got. Please go watch
I
it.
don't care. Whatever.
Real talk. It deserves more views. It's a 35-minute long video essay that kicks absolute ass. It's pure Chris comedy chaos. It's great. All right. Going into round 2, David, what would you like to talk about for your second topic?
Oh man, I'd like to talk about one thing I love and one thing I hate,
Okay.
which is Lord of the Rings and Amazon in that order.
That was good. That was good.
So I think we briefly talked about this not that long ago, and that is that Amazon's been making a Lord of the Rings MMO game. Cool. They're not anymore. So
Yep.
I don't think we talked about this on the show. Maybe we did. Tencent purchased Liu Technologies Holdings Limited. I probably butchered the first part of that name. Sorry. Which you probably don't know who they are, but they hold a few different video game companies, one of which is actually Digital Extremes, the people who make Warframe. So keep an eye out, Warframe. Your game's probably going to go to shit once Tencent decides to cop in there. But back to the topic at hand. Apparently there is a licensing or contractual dispute between Amazon and the now owner of Liu, which is Tencent. And because of that contractual disagreement, the game's just done. That's it. Finished. Dunzo. Which this strikes me as just really weird.
Yeah.
more than anything. Like, in what way was that contract written that having a dispute between the company that seemingly owns the rights, Amazon, and a company that was probably doing a bunch of the dev work, Tencent/Liu, means the game is canceled and Amazon doesn't just take the whole control of the game? I mean, heck, they have the team from Crucible, and they have the team from Breakaway, and they have the team from probably New World once that gets canceled or released and then shortly after canceled. So why not make this game? Just cancel all those, make a Lord of the Rings MMO, and then when that launches and flops, then you can cancel it when it's actually like created. To answer Zach's question from the very, very beginning of this stream, can Amazon make a game? No, they cannot. They cannot make a single game. When New World comes out, if it comes out, it's probably going to flop too. Even though it had some people enjoyed it during the beta, but they paid a bunch of streamers to stream a beta like a year before the game came out, which doesn't make sense to me. Amazon does not fucking know how to make video games at all.
Very true.
They literally can't get a game out. And they were so mad when, who was it? Jason Schreier, I believe,
Yes.
put out a video about how they're
pissed about it.
Struggle. Like, oh, they can't get a game out. It's still true. They still can't get a game out. Looks like he was right all along. I guess if you really want your Lord of the Rings fix, there's that Gollum game coming.
Which will probably be good because it's well that company does really good point and click adventures. It'll probably be fine.
It'll maybe be fine.
Catching up with the chat here, Dan points out I made a mistake. Dan gave Elise a point. I don't know who that should have been taken away from instead. I assume it was Chris. I'm not going to go back and bother with it right now. Will pointed that out, and then Halucha very quickly followed up and said, if only Will was on the show, he would have pointed it out sooner to you.
The worst thing is that we have the space. Like, we could have just brought him in.
We could. And listen, it's a slow news week. I'm having a good time. We're taking longer on the articles. It's fine. It's fine, everybody.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Will, you have a show to do right after this. Rest your cords. Rest your cords, okay?
Yeah, I did way too many Macho Man impressions during our stream today.
Speaking of you, Chris, it is your turn to talk next. What would you like to talk about for yourself?
So let's talk about Sony accidentally leaking PlayStation Video Plus, baby.
Oh, what a name.
That's right. The thing you've all been asking for, a way to watch shows and movies on your PlayStation. What do you mean you already downloaded the Netflix app? Quick, uninstall it. Disney Plus, get it out of here. Hulu, HBO, never heard of her. Sony proving that they are simply exceptional at being late to the game, are like, let's get videos on the PlayStation.
They're already there.
Yeah.
Which like, hey, hey, y'all. I really don't want to be the one to tell you this multi-billion-dollar company. You don't need to. We got it. It's been handled. Like every conceivable service that puts videos out is on your thing. Even Peacock's on there, for God's sake. Like it's taken. It's good. And like, I know this is just gonna lead to Sony being like, all your Sony exclusive movies. Fucking what? Monster Hunter? Who gives a shit? You gave up Spider-Man. You don't fucking have an X-Men or Fantastic Four or anything like this. There's nothing. Don't do this. But anyway, that's the crux of it. But I want to nail down what this actually means, because PlayStation loves to add periphery and bullshit and like additional apps that are fucking useless. Do you guys remember PlayStation Vue? VUE?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that
you guys
was so
remember
poorly named.
Do you guys remember PlayStation Now, where you could stream a game?
Oh,
I'm pretty sure that still
this week.
exists.
Really quick, that does still exist.
It does.
Also,
It does.
They updated it this week.
I think Vue also still exists.
No,
do you
Vue is
know?
dead.
And okay,
Vue is dead.
do you know anyone that uses this fucking platform?
No.
No,
PlayStation
because
Now, no.
because they're fucking useless, and Sony literally is just making things because other people have done it, which is the worst reason to make things. Can you imagine if Sony was like, hey, we're working more closely with Amazon Prime Video on PlayStation to bring you a better service. We're calling it PlayStation Video Plus. So now if you have a PlayStation subscription, you get access to more videos on Amazon. That'd be a good system. Guess what? We're not fucking doing that. We're doing instead, here's this other thing that you're never going to use because it's the fucking worst. Like, I don't understand.
I want to make this even better for you.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, the movies on this list are shit.
The movies.
I want to make this even better for you. PlayStation already has a movie streaming app. It's called PlayStation Video. It's shutting down later this year.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. We talked about that. They're killing it to do this. This at least looks like it's going to be integrated into the regular PlayStation Store, which is better because it's not a separate app.
Here's the thing. If this
but it doesn't say anything about streaming also, by the way. So do I have to download these movies and then lose them later?
I can't imagine that. It's the thing. Is this going to be integrated?
The word
with
stream
PlayStation
is
Plus?
not used in this article.
Is this going to be integrated into PlayStation Plus?
That is the implication, because why would they call it PlayStation Plus Video Pass if it wasn't that? Right. However, Sony like money, and what are the odds that they just add this in as like an additional? So like instead of paying your $60 a year, I think it's $70 now for your PlayStation Plus subscription, just pay $90 and you also get the video pass.
Yeah, that's
which I won't fucking do.
Well, I imagine they're just gonna put it in and then in a year bump up the PlayStation Plus price in general. That'd be my guess.
Yeah, that's probably what they'll do. Which is
just
like
buff up
cares?
PS Plus and charge more for the whole thing.
Hey, I don't pay for PlayStation Plus because I have no reason to.
God damn it! Catching up with the chat, 7up King gives a point to Chris for your Macho Man impression earlier. However,
oh yeah,
Dan instantly takes it away from you. Kaz King says, "How dare you insult multi-billion-dollar companies? That's my favorite thing," and gives you a point. Oh no, shoot, that's take away a point.
Mm-hmm.
Kaz King. Oh no.
Oh no.
He's getting dragged through the mud this week.
Halucha instantly gives the point back to Chris though for the Macho Man reference.
Thank God.
Whoa, wait a minute. Sibylla points out, Chris, where's my Goofy reference?
Don't worry about it.
You fucked it up. No, you fucked it up.
No. Plans within plans.
Chris works in mysterious ways.
Sure. Vic the Foxy Gamer says Chris gives a point to Chris. PS Now may still exist, but it's literally a shittier GameFly. Yeah, that's yeah. Denny takes away a point. This is a pained point deduction. Wait, what are you taking it away for? I mean, sure.
Me, who cares?
For not mentioning Friday Night Funkin'. Fair.
Because of racism? Whatever.
Elise, it's your turn for the final topic of the show. What would you like to talk about to bring us home?
All right. So if y'all have ever been on the Twinfinite site, if you scroll past their article, it loads the next one and completely changes like the title in your browser tabs.
Did I post the wrong link because of that?
No, you didn't post the wrong thing.
Okay, thank God.
But I did scroll past one of our PlayStation ones, and the next thing is Azur Lane celebrates the new Italian Ship Girls with new trailer. So
what? What do any of those words mean?
So I think I'm gonna talk about the new Azur Lane Ship Girls.
I know. You said like a full sentence. The only word I understood was Italian.
You know what? This stream right now has great energy. At least I will allow it. Tell us about the Azur Lane Ship Girls. Also, please save this article link so I can put it in the episode description later.
Oh, I got you. It's this one, everyone. It's in the
Twinfinite, like great journalism, their site AI is, or their site UI is a little bit wacky.
It can be hectic.
No, let's talk about Sony's AI.
Oh, you got me again.
Yeah, Sony patented an AI that will play games for you. I believe this was in talks around like the build up and reveal of the PS5. We all know how well that ended up. But I do remember like hearing people talk about this like back last spring or last summer.
They announced so many patents that never see the light of day. It's just it's honestly a joke to put them in the news topics, but I love doing it anyways.
Yeah. I believe that might have been a little bit different. That might have been like their predictive gaming. This is basically give it to the AI. The AI will do the menial tasks. Complete specific game tasks that are difficult for the user. So basically, this could be a couple things, and we don't really know because it's just a patent. It could be, like a turn on the AI, and it will like do the grind for you. It'll do, the menial tasks. It'll run back and forth and spam A in a field of grass in Pokemon. I mean, more than that, but and it does say it'll like watch and learn to the point where it will be able to make similar decisions to the player, which is fun. And this could be really great for accessibility because there are some things that physically are very hard for people with disabilities. If this could be similar to like a assist mode in a lot of other games. I'm thinking right now like Celeste, where this section is just like not really possible for me due to various issues. I can turn on the AI. The AI will be able to do it for me, and I can get past it. I can see what happens. I can like be a participant in a way, but not actually have to do it, which is cool, and I like that. On the other hand, turning on automatic mode in, say, multiplayer, in just letting the game play feels like, I don't want to say like really bad because what's the harm that it's doing? It just kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
That, right? I assume they wouldn't let it do that.
I mean, we don't know. It is just a patent.
True.
I feel like at that point, just watch a Let's Play or like a like walk through, no commentary. Which I get the idea that you can like do that and then jump in at the points where you don't want to play, or where you do want to play and then jump out. It makes sense. I'm glad that this is being developed, and I think this could be used for a lot of good.
Yeah.
And it really does remain to be seen how it's going to be used, how it's going to be implemented, if it's ever actually going to be implemented. Because
you never
we
know
all know how well Sony patents go.
Yeah, they have a track record of not doing this.
Yeah. Fucking Sony is, I mean, I say Sony, pretty much every fucking company makes patents that they're never going to use.
I mean, just flashback. I think it was like a year and a half ago. We had a topic that was like Sony was inventing like a robot buddy that you would put on the couch next to you, and it would like
talk to
you while you played a game, and if you insulted it enough times, it would start to like give you bad tips on how to play the game because it was mad at you. And I'm like, what the fuck, Sony? Calm down.
And like this might not even be used for the consumer side. This might be used for like the developer side for making like testing easier, for making like play testing and level design like a lot simpler, or
Totally.
not a lot simpler, but as an aid for that.
Yeah.
Which I think is also really cool. You know, I don't. We need a new player to jump in, but we don't, want to do the full scale playtest right now because that's not
Right.
like in the cards. We can just throw in this AI, have it run a couple thousand times, see how it does, see where it gets choked up. And if it's a good AI, then that could be really useful for early playtesting or for like preliminary tests.
Yeah, I think it's all interesting. Again, it remains. Excuse you, sir. We're trying to do a stream here. Trying to play some TV.
Magnus does not find it interesting at all.
No, he's not a fan. Yeah, no, I think it's all interesting. It like you said, it remains to be seen whether this will actually come to market or be used in any way. But it's at the very least an interesting idea. It's weird that they, again, that they're going to patent this head of it being anything. But I guess that's what you also have to do. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you basically need to do it as soon as it's like ready.
Mm-hmm. Catching up with the chat here, Vic gives a point to Elise for bamboozling me at the start of this topic, talking about Azure Lame. Then we have the Great Revolt. Chris tried
so
to
I had a brilliant idea. I had a brilliant idea to ensure there wouldn't be a tie.
Uh-huh.
I went full feast or famine on it. I said I'm just going to influence the chat because it'll go one of two ways. I'll get a bunch of points or I'll lose a bunch of points, and therefore I can guarantee there won't be a tie. Then you gave Elise 18 points, so that's all kinds of fucked. But now we will see how the reckoning is wrought.
Fair. So for those watching at home or listening at home, Chris wrote in the chat, "Hey chat, I have a good minute to win it, and it'll make Zach really annoyed. So if I could win, that would be cool."
Is this your fucking goofy play?
Shut up!
Yeah, that was probably his plan. 7up King.
It's topical, damn it.
7up King takes away a point from Chris for begging the chat.
I don't beg for anything. I don't need this.
Sibylla gives a point to Elise. For assist modes are always a blessing, even for people like me, so I'm always down for them. Exactly. That was a very good point. Will takes away a point from Chris for cheating. Denny Tortellini adds hashtag Chris's over party.
Which, hey, let's not get that trending. I don't need people thinking I'm a racist.
Dan gives a point and says Chris is uncanceled. Denny Tortellini then comes back, no, hashtag Chris is over party, and takes away a point. But that does mean we have a winner. So, David and Chris, it's time to go home and become family men, because this week's winner is Elise. Elise, are you ready for your minute to minute?
Sure am.
Take it away.
All right. First up, look at him. He's so cute. Second up, I want to talk more about Monster Hunter because it's been my entire fucking life. I talked last week on the Save Data or 2 weeks ago on the Save Data cast about Monster Hunter Rise. Monster Hunter Rise is fucking great. It has the framework of the best Monster Hunter game, but it just doesn't have the content and endgame to quite make it past my favorite, which is Generations Ultimate. And I want to tell y'all to, like, if y'all want to play a Monster Hunter game, play Generations Ultimate because it's got fucking all the content. It's got like hundreds of monsters to fight. I believe it's got like 193 large monsters, which is the most in any game. And some of my almost all of my absolute favorites. You can play as a cat, which is amazing. It does have a lot of the quality of life features from World were not in Generations Ultimate because, World came after. So it does take like 10 minutes to gather, and to pick up honey, you need to spend 30 seconds just kneeling on the ground. But honestly, like after the first couple hours, after the first little bit, you get used to it and you get to the actual fighting, which is just the best. Just, so many of the weapons, so many of the styles, all the monsters are amazing. I just want to say, y'all go play Generations Ultimate. Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. So
there we
good.
go. There we go. That is going to be it for this week's episode of Around the Monitor. Thank you all so much for watching. Some important things to plug. Tomorrow we have another episode of the Save Data Cast. David, would you like to tell them about that?
Yeah, tomorrow we are going to be talking about one-hit wonders of gaming. So, think one-hit wonder songs, but games. So, people who made a game, what the game was, and why they never made another game again.
Or like franchises that had that one good game and then fell off a cliff.
We're never strict to rules.
Other things to plug. Next week we should have a new exciting reveal to a project that Chris has been working on. Chris, would you like to talk about that?
We're confirming that for next week? Sure.
It's the only way we'll get it done. Otherwise, we won't.
So, here at Save Data, we like to celebrate the seasons. We have our
I hate you.
Summer of Kermit.
I hate you.
Don't worry
so
about
much.
it. Don't worry about it. This isn't the bit. Shut up. And we're kind of wrapping up on Ace Attorney 1 at least, and we've been doing a lot of more gameplay stuff, and you guys have been liking it. So we're gonna do a little bit of a Pokemon stream next week with myself, Zach, and Jason. For those of you guys that don't know, Jason knows a fuckload about Pokemon.
We're on.
You can find all of our podcasts Around the Monitor, Save Data Cast, all that stuff. Type in Save Data into Spotify, Apple, iTunes, whatever the hell, you'll find us.
That's going to do it for this week's episode. Again, hello from Wonder Boy Magnus, who's not happy that I'm trying to pick him up a little bit. But until next time, this has been Around the Monitor.